We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Hi, Jimmy.
Friday, guys.
How you doing?
Yep.
I got to duck out early today. I got to play golf with Zeke.
No, yeah.
Golf day.
Yeah,
Is that where he is?
Hang out. Yep.
Yeah,
You didn't need any training
I
camp.
showed up to work today. Somebody else didn't show up to work today.
Really? Aha.
Love it.
So do
How you
I.
doing today, Skip?
I'm great.
Interesting.
Better than you think.
Glad to see that you showed up. Appreciate it, guys. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Will Odell be on his best behavior in Cleveland? He's starting that way. And is everyone underrating Shannon's Lakers? But we will start with Ezekiel Elliott. He was not on the team flight from Dallas to Oxnard, California yesterday to kick off training camp. Technically, he has until this morning to show up for physicals and a conditioning test before he's considered late. There have been reports that Zeke could hold out of camp for a new contract, and Yahoo's Charles Robinson reported he's looking for a deal that would exceed the extension Todd Gurley signed last year for over $57 million. Shannon.
Yes.
When do you think Zeke will show up?
Probably the Monday before opening Sunday, Skip. I know the season starts on a Thursday night, but Zeke will be there Monday before the Sunday night game. I think it's Sunday night game, or Sunday afternoon game.
Yeah, 4:25 on Fox, 4:25 Eastern.
Against the Giants,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I believe that's when Zeke will show up. Skip, and I understand the only leverage that a player has is holding out. That's the only leverage that he has. And Zeke, no running back, has had more carries, put his body through more than one Ezekiel Elliott. And he understands. And this is really not a Cowboy issue. This is not a Zeke issue. This is a CBA issue. Because they have him for this year, it'll be his fourth year. Then they can pick up the fifth-year option, and then they can franchise him for 2 years. So theoretically, Skip, they can keep Zeke at their number for the next 3 years. And Zeke understands. I'm the bell cow. I'm a bell cow back. Skip, he's been everything you thought he would be running the football. But now he's shown the ability with 77 catches that he can catch the ball. You don't have to take him off the field. You know, Todd Gurley is an every down back. Le'Veon Bell was an every down back. Zeke says, you know what? I can be that. And he taught himself, and I don't know whether he taught himself or maybe they gave him more opportunities, but he caught the ball for 77 passes last year. For me, Skip, and I get Zeke, and I see both sides. Remember, I said two things can be true. Zeke deserves a contract extension. He deserves to be compensated because he's overperformed the contract. But the Cowboys say, Zeke, I don't trust you. Zeke, every year you've been here, the commissioner need to talk to you about something. I get it. Zeke wants the extra 3-4 years, Skip. That's no problem because they can, give Zeke $30 million to sign and even take his cap number lower because his cap number is $8 million this year. They can take it even lower. But Skip, given his history of his off-the-field behavior, if you're Jerry Jones, you're Stephen Jones, how do you trust that? No, even though he's so productive, and that's why he's still on the team, it's because he's so productive. Lesser productive guy with these kind of problems, you got to go, bro. Led the league in rushing twice. He would have led it a third time had he not been suspended. And Skip, he's been unbelievable. And you always talking about, it's the quarterback. I found something there, because me and my guy Steve, I don't know what you and your guy be doing, but me and my guy Steve, we stay up late at night.
Your puppet master.
Don't do that, Skip. No. Don't do that. Don't try to undermine me. See, I see what you're trying to do. You try to be
He's your Sean McVay.
You try to be divisive. You try to drive a wedge between us, but it's not going to happen.
Speaking through your earpiece right now. Say this. Say that.
Did you notice, you keep talking about Amari Cooper, but did you know over the last 8 games, Amari arrived, 8 games of season, Tennessee.
Yep.
That Zeke averaged 102 yards running the football?
Well, for him, that's not that great, actually.
Well, let me ask you a question. 102 yards, if you average 102 yards over the course of 16 games, 1,600 is not very good. Huh? I think it's great, but that's not. And 52, and he had 52 catches. 102 yards rushing, 151 total yards from scrimmage with 52 catches.
You kept telling me a couple of years ago, he can't catch.
He couldn't.
Okay.
That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he can.
Well, he wasn't. You keep telling me what he could do.
When is it my turn? I'm getting bored.
It's about to be your turn. Skip, I believe he shows up the Monday before the opening Sunday of the regular season.
And you know what? that would be just fine with me. Because how many carries is Ezekiel Elliott going to get in the 4 preseason games? Help me out.
None.
0.
Okay.
He always gets 0. How many carries will Ezekiel Elliott get in camp contact drills? Goal line,
He'll probably get that, and that's where he'll get his work, Skip.
Okay.
That's where he'll get his work.
Okay, maybe a couple here and there, but they will be extremely overcautiously careful with him, because the last thing we, as a Cowboy fan, that we need is for him to get banged up. I'm knocking on wood. In training camp. It's like the most sickening story I ever read the whole year in sports is so-and-so, some star went down in a camp practice before NFL season. Is it not?
It happened to us. Jamal Lewis.
Okay.
After the Super Bowl, tore his ACL.
Okay, tore his ACL in a camp practice.
Yeah.
It's unfair. It's wrong. Why do you do this to us, injury gods? Because you can't explain it, and you feel like you should be able to avoid that. So if he shows up the Monday before the opening Sunday, I am totally good with that. Would I like him to be out there with the fellas just for camaraderie's sake? Sure, I would. But do they know Zeke? Yes. Do they love Zeke? You better believe they do. So now let's get back to the Charles Robinson tweet, and I have lots of respect for Charles Robinson. He does an excellent job for Yahoo Sports, but he reports that the extension Elliott is looking for would exceed Todd Gurley's 4-year, $57.5 million deal. Duh. I mean, yeah. I mean, is that shocking news?
No.
I mean, does he want Latavius Murray money? I don't think so, right? Wouldn't he want to? Yes. He thinks he's the best running back in football, and all he would have done if he hadn't gotten suspended for 6 games is lead this league in rushing for 3 straight years, his first 3 years, right?
I agree.
So does he deserve this money?
Yeah.
Well, sure, in a vacuum right here, right now, he does. To your point, and you're saying 2 things can be true, so you're saying, hold out, Zeke, but wait a second, Jerry's got a good point, because you can't trust him off the field, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he does have some issues going on that continue to manifest themselves and rear their ugly heads in Las Vegas on occasion. So obviously, it's a tricky, dicey situation. But the point here is, to finish Charles Robinson's tweet, that would mean Dallas would eventually have 3 players, including Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, among the top 3 salaries at their position. And it sounds like doomsday, which used to be the nickname of my defense, but again, it sounds like doomsday for all of Dallas, right? No, it's not. It's the greatest problem any team could have, to have 3 in the top 3 at their positions.
No. They'll be just paid like the top 3. Now, Zeke is a top 3 back, but Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott are not top 3 at their position.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
In concert, they are. In connection, they are. It's like Brady and Edelman. We're going to talk about Julian Edelman later, but you say, Julian Edelman's not a top 10 receiver. Well, in connection with that quarterback, he performs like a top 10 receiver. And in this case, again, do I have to go into Dak Prescott, all that he's done? He has the 2nd most wins this side of Tom Brady over the last 3 years. Okay, but you just said at their position, so is he worthy of that kind of contract? Yes, he is. And by the way, I could make a case, this is really 2nd level, but Zeke could be thinking, I'm going to apply a little pressure to Jerry just so that he goes ahead and has a little more urgency to get Dak done so that I will get done.
No, I rest assured that is not Zeke's thinking. Skip, here's the thing.
They are very close, Dak and Zeke. Trust me.
Yeah, but guess who I'm closer than anybody? My money. And I won't mind. Dak gonna get his. Dak, you do you. But Skip, here's the thing. Even though I believe he'll come back the Monday before the opening Sunday, he needs to put some pressure. This is the only thing that's going to get their attention. It's like, okay, but there's a real possibility. I need to make them think that there's a real possibility that I'm willing to miss some games. Even though that might not be the case, I need to make them think that I'm willing to miss some games.
And by the way, speaking of missing games, I was in the middle of the last classic Cowboy holdout, which was featured Emmitt Smith, but I have to note that he was coming off a year in which his team had won the Super Bowl, and they were the new dynasty in the making. You could just see them. It looked like they were going to be favored to win the next 4 or 5 Super Bowls. Probably should have won 4 or 5. You know the rest of that story, but the point is Emmitt Smith had some cachet in that oh, we just won the Super Bowl, and this team won one playoff game last year. So I don't know that the cachet is the same. My experience with holdouts, and this goes way back into the 70s, me covering this league, is